Chapter 1094. Wilbur frowned. He did not want to do that either. But here was no way that he would bow to Demi. Demi was a traitorous militant. She condoned and protected drug dealers, scammers, prostitution, and organ selling. She was the worst type of scum. He was not willing to have her respect, even if it was only a symbolic salute. He made up his mind back then. He would drop the act if Demi decided to act up. He would capture Demi and tear down the industrial park. Then, he would use Demi as his hostage to rescue the victims and send them back to their nation. He could change his appearance and sneak back here to search for Venom Matter. Demi and Yannick were not a threat to him. It was clear that Demi was impressed and wanted to hire him, which was why the conflict de-escalated. Wilbur looked at Sophie and said nonchalantly, "I'll look for Demi Madres tomorrow to become her subordinate. Take care of yourself." "Do you know who she is? Do you know what she'll instruct you to do? Have you asked for permission from the higher-ups?" Sophie asked. It was clear that she was very upset with his decision. Wilbur replied nonchalantly, "I don't need to ask permission. I have my own mission, so just mind your own business." He could not stand her attitude. He wondered why she was such a stickler for rules at an illegal place. However, Sophie was very stubborn. She stared at Wilbur and said, "They will make you do inhumane things. What you're doing is against the law." "I said mind your own business," said Wilbur while frowning. She scoffed coldly and said, "I'll report to the authorities when I have the chance. You're suspected of treason." "What did you say?" Wilbur looked at Sophie with disbelief. She said coldly, "I said Demi offered you $1 million each month, and you dare say you don't have second thoughts?" He sighed and said, "I don't. You're overthinking. You're clearly having second thoughts because of the money, and you're considering joining the corrupted ones. Don't forget who you really are. I'll expose your identity anytime if I find out that you betrayed our nation. I'll let you die in their hand," she said through gritted teeth. He looked at her bafflingly and asked, "Won't you expose your identity too by exposing me?" "So what? I'll die before I let you bring shame to my nation." She glared at him. He was dumbfounded. He realized that he did not know her at all. He wondered what was going on inside her head. He wondered why she felt like he was a traitor. Sophie went as far as sacrificing her safety to threaten him. Wilbur slowly said after a moment, "I won't be a traitor. But you should mind your own business. You might be punished if you can't scam any money. I've made up my mind to be sacrificed when I get here. I'm not afraid of anything. Remember that I have my eyes on you." With that said, she turned and left. She walked out of his room and dodged the armed guards with her agile moves. She snuck back to her room and went back to her bed. Her colleagues were sound asleep. They were under enormous pressure every day, so it was exhausting. She felt frustrated. She suspected Wilbur of treason. It was $1 million each month. After all, not everyone could resist a temptation like that. She felt like he chose a side when he decided to work for Demi. She had to keep a close eye on Wilbur. Sophie wanted him dead if he dared to commit treason, even if she had to die with him. The next morning, Wilbur came to Yannick's office. He saw Sophie sitting next to the phone when he passed by the work area. She kept making calls like she was working hard.